Welcome back, everybody. We're going to talk about the daily crypto news, the macro, the micro, how it's going to affect your bags. And stick around till the end, because you might just get a little tiny pinch of alpha, if you're lucky. This is Pulsechain.com. You should always bookmark this website. It's got a new facelift. The devs are still working on stuff. Always being updated, always being improved. And let's take a look at the 30-day price performance on Pulsechain.com. We've got PLS up 40% in the last month. PulseX is up 44%. INC is up 24.5%. Hex is up 40%. So it's been a good week. You know, Ethereum taps $2,600. And this website is also just your one-stop shop for everything. The bridge, the DEX, the meme coin launchpad. If you want to stake your hex or mine it. Also, you can buy all these coins with your bank account. You just make an account at our very own exchange, Pulsechain Exchange right here. So tons of instructions. This is really like the only website you need. It's direct. It's to the points of how to set up your wallet, how to get started, how to buy all this stuff. If you're new. But prices are up. People are kind of happy, kind of uncertain. I think a lot of people are doubtful as well. Maybe this pump's not going to last. We're all a little scared to be overly optimistic. But there are potentially some resolutions coming with tariffs, with the war situation. We're going to cover that. But first, let's cover what's happening within the Pulsechain universe. We've got whales spotted buying Hex, PulseX, and Pulsechain today. Take a look at the Whale Pulse bot. You've got Pulse Alerts, 55.55 WETH, 139K USD bridged into Pulsechain multiple times, multiple chunks. And, you know, a lot of people think that, oh, it must be Richard. Oh, 5555. It must be Richard Hart buying everything. And I don't think people realize that there's lots of other rich people with money in the world. Okay, and some of them are on this chain. And some of them are buying these coins, Hex, Pulsechain, PulseX. And just look at this analysis, Mr. Storyteller over here. Somebody big is bridging in and buying Pulse, PulseX, and Hex. But look at the coins that they're holding, okay? Does this really look like a Richard Hart wallet to you? You've got Floki coin. Would Richard Hart really be buying 60 grand worth of Floki? Or all these random desync? Like, what even is this? They've got $1 million of a whole bunch of random coins I've never heard of. So maybe, just maybe, there are other whales splashing around in the ecosystem. I always think it's funny when people think that every large purchase was like Richard somehow. There's a lot of money out there, guys. A lot of money out there. Some of it is flowing into our little pocket. And because we're so low liquidity, I mean, if even a couple tens of millions come in, I mean, these prices are going to move. If and when retail does really come back. Whether it's sooner or later. But let's take a look at this guy, Rackham, Mr. Rackham Rishel. Mr. Rackham has challenged everybody. This guy's, you know, potentially a controversial voice, but definitely a whale in the ecosystem. And this is a real sponsored $1 million challenge for anybody to debate Richard Hart win. Richard Hart on Twitter, he's known for debating people. He's known for winning most debates. And if you know somebody that would like to accept this challenge, I'm assuming if you win the debate, you get the $1 million. I would assume so, or somehow that's going to be divvied up. I guess just message Rackham. I should say that it's not just anybody that we're looking for, okay? This is obviously a marketing stunt, so probably somebody of fame, somebody of notoriety with a lot of followers, in a different niche maybe. I know Rackham's been trying to get Kanye West's attention lately, and we'll see. You know, fun fact, Mr. Kanye West retweeted a guy doing a piano cover of one of his songs. It turns out, this guy doing the piano cover was a Pulsechain aficionado, a fan of the Pulsechain ecosystem. Now, does that mean that Kanye knows about Pulsechain? Why was he tweeting about middlemen? Kanye West tweeted about, you know, middlemen bad. It could just be random, okay? It could be very wishful thinking here. But we're all just a couple of degrees of separation away from each other. And so if he's retweeting that Pulsechain guy, you know, there's been a lot of people yelling online about getting Mr. West to at least talk about Pulsechain, maybe even debate Richard. But really, this could be any famous person. We'll see how this unfolds. If you know somebody famous, if you are somebody famous, it doesn't matter what realm that you're in, finance, economics, it could be music, it could be anything. If you want to take this $1 million, this is real money. This guy is legitimately giving away $1 million for anybody that can beat Mr. Hart in a debate. It's real money. So do with that what you will. You know, we're all, 7 degrees of association away from each other? The whole world is connected by 7 degrees. Kind of crazy to think about. So somebody out there, I bet you know some famous people. Maybe you can get Mr. Hart on Joe Rogan. Maybe you can get anybody of notoriety and fame. Could be interesting. You gotta keep an eye on that. Let's talk about the news. I came across this news article, and it says, according to Euro Weekly, any person in Spain, this is a new law, if you're trying to withdraw over 3,000 euro, you now have to fill out a form, okay, and tell the government why you want your own money, which is just absurd, okay? This is a first world country. And you might live in America, you might think, oh, well, you know, I've never been censored, I've never been limited, or my bank's never been shut off. 3 banks went down. 3 banks lost all their customers' money in the USA just a couple of years ago. And shit like this happens all the time. Spain's tax agency is being draconian. They're prying eyes. They don't want you to have any privacy. And all this is going to do is make things more slow, more inefficient. The bad guys are still going to do bad guy stuff. Okay, and let's say you're trying to pay your rent and it's like $3,100. Well, now you got to fill out a form every time you want to get cash, okay? This is why crypto was invented. This is why crypto is important. And it's probably why crypto is going to go up. Eventually, people are going to get so fed up with this BS system. And this is just one example of, a first world country. Third world countries have been dealing with inefficient banking for forever. Okay? The Canadian truckers had their bank accounts shut off. It's like frogs in boiling water. Okay? Little tiny things like this are going to keep on happening and keep on driving people to a more efficient system, which is crypto. All right, let's get back to the news. Remember tariffs, the USA and China. The USA and China drastically rolled back tariffs. Now we've got negotiations happening. Remember, 34 countries are all at the bargaining table with the tariffs. Every country that was tariffing the USA, Trump said, okay, we're going to tariff you now. An equal amount. A tit for tat. And almost all of them have already come around. You got India, UK just made a deal. Canada, Mexico, all these big countries are making deals. But the big one that everyone's scared about is China. And they're agreeing to roll back the tariffs for the next 90 days. So what's happening is that Trump maxed out the tariffs from the Chinese goods at 145%, which scared everybody. That's a huge increase. It's coming back down again. Okay? If you just listen to what Trump is saying, he never really wanted this to be permanent, but the market's going to get scared, I guess. I guess they can't see that all of these eventually end up in deals. So look, from 145%, Chinese goods in America are now down to 30%, and then China's going to cut their rates on American goods from 125 down to 10. For the next 90 days, maybe longer. Maybe nobody actually really wants high tariffs. Okay, deals are being made, and that is good to see. With the war situation in Ukraine and Russia, we pray to God that this actually happens. Zelensky challenging Putin to meet in Turkey personally for ceasefire talks. Now, it wasn't clear if Zelensky was saying, look, let's meet in Turkey on Thursday. It wasn't clear if it was conditional, right? Like, hey, I'm only going to meet you if there's a ceasefire. But it seems like they both want to talk. I don't want to be overly optimistic here, but this is just absurd. I mean, people are senselessly dying, and hopefully they can just stop. Really just praying for that. Any kind of resolution would be good for the markets as well. But let's zoom back out. Let's go into crypto land. Okay, we've got tariffs and hopefully war. Hopefully there's light at the end of the tunnel there. But now check out this news. Check out this crypto news about Salana. Solana meme coins were exposed with this report that basically 99% of them are fraudulent. Okay, so you guys are getting rugged over there on Salana. What happens on Salana, 93% of liquidity pools on Radium exhibited signs of fraudulent activity, which is kind of a legal gray area, and people are just getting away with it, right? They're just insider pump and dumps. People are just launching their coin, giving themselves all the supply, and just dumping the supply, which, like, it's not really that hard to not rug a coin, yet everybody seems to keep doing it and keep falling for it. And Solana is basically insider cabal chain. All right, if you're not the cabal, you're going to get rugged over there. This is just proof to show it. This is a study, the 2025 rug pull report. So again, 93% of these coins are soft rug pulls. Okay, the devs just, whether it's in a couple of days sometimes, or even a couple of hours, maybe a couple of weeks if you're lucky. It's like so common to rug, and everybody's rugging everyone that there's just this apathy, right? It's like people are just getting away with it. I mean, there are some people getting persecuted, like David Portnoy. That's because he's very popular, very famous, and he literally rugged like 19 coins or something. So David Portnoy, they're going after him, which makes sense. You can't just keep getting away with that. Also, the dude, I forgot his name, the guy with the big body and the small head, the guy that helped the Argentina president launch his shitcoin Libra, and that also rugged everybody too. It's like a couple people are getting these Interpol red notices. They're getting persecuted, but for the most part, these guys are anonymous. And just look at the logo, okay? You see this pill? That's the Pump Fund logo. You know what else it is? It's a Prozac pill. Yeah, it's a Prozac pill, okay? You're on drugs. You're basically just degenerate gambling over there. Try out something new. Try Pulsechain. At least on Pump.Tires, we've got more authentic people. You still might get rugged once in a while. But you have longer-term communities that stick with their meme coins. For example, Most Token, Top Hat Token. I'm holding these for a long time. And I'm going to stand behind them for quite a long time. They're my favorite meme coins, Most and Top Hat. And there's plenty more meme coins with actual communities that actually have been shilling for multiple months. I mean, they might be the stupidest coins ever, like Dick with Butt. You know, sounds stupid, is stupid. Kind of funny. And you've got people making YouTube videos about these for months now. Just much more persistence, much more of a long-term vision over on Pulsechain. Stop getting rugged on Pump Fun. Alright, at least try Pump.Tires. And you might find that these people in the Pulsechain community have a little bit more of a long-term mindset. Not all the time, but sometimes. Okay, let's just appreciate what's going on in the markets today. We're cooling off a little bit. All right, everything's at a standstill. Ethereum shot up from like 1900 to 2600. Pulsechain is still in the top 5, okay? Still in the top 5, and let's just take a look. Pulsechain's 2 years old. Exactly 2 years old today. Happy birthday, Pulsechain, by the way. But look at how little liquidity and how little volume all these coins are doing. Let's take a look at Hex, okay? Hex is one of the main coins on the entire network. It's only got $3 million of liquidity, and it's only got 700K of daily volume. All right? Let's take a look at a random shitcoin on Salana. Okay? Useless coin. Useless coin. A meme coin someone probably made in a day or a couple hours. Has $19 million of volume and 800K liquidity. And we just look at like all the liquidity over here. If you add these top coins, how about Titcoin? Titcoin's got $3 million of liquidity, $14 million of volume. Now let's go over to Pulsechain. Let's go to the stats over here on Pulsechain.com. Let's scroll down. The daily volume on PulseX today was about 20 million. So Titcoin, a single garbage meme coin over on Salana, is doing almost as much volume as the whole daily volume on all of PulseX, on the entire chain. And you might say to yourself that that's a bad thing, that that's a bearish thing. You're wrong. Okay, you're looking at it incorrectly. That means it's opportunity to target new people. These people are already in crypto. They're already crypto native. They know how to use a wallet. All of this potential liquidity on Salana. If even a tiny fraction flowed into Pulsechain, everything would pump. Everything would be green. It's very possible. It's very possible if we just target the outside world. A lot of people, like, they sell to themselves. You know, they just shill coins between each other. Think about all this liquidity, all this volume, and just capturing even a tiny little 1 to 10% of it. Ethereum, the same thing. Look at all these high liquidity coins, high volume. Mr. Ratto the Rat's doing 15 million volume, and Pulsechain as a whole doing, what, 20 million. Okay, yes, there are bots. I understand that bots trade back and forth. They do wash trading. But the chains that are beating Pulsechain, and it's not many chains, BSC, Base, Ethereum, Salana, but siphoning economic energy and attention from these chains, flowing into Pulsechain, to me, that's the strategy, that's the opportunity. It's only a matter of time. But like I said, guys, everything going okay in the tariff world. And let's talk about Fed rates for a second. We'll go to the CME FedWatch tool. 37 days till the next FOMC meeting where they decide about interest rates again. We've got right now only 8% of people are expecting a rate cut. But we got 37 days. And like Powell said, it's basically contingent on Trump's tariff deals. So if this US and China deal goes through, if more deals start going through, as those 37 days get closer, we might see the rate probabilities for a rate cut go up. And if not by June, still probably by July. So everything is trending in the right direction. There's light at the end of the tunnel. I know we all have PTSD. We don't want to be overly optimistic, but things are looking not too bad. And the Ethereum price shows that. Now, one final little announcement for my favorite meme coin, the old Top Hat Pulsechain meme coin. This is now a Twitter bot and a little marketing strategy you guys can go do if you want to punch outwards and reach new people, right? So if you reply, go at Top Hat Pulse, all right? Like I did to Mr. Benjamin Cohen over here. You can now Top Hatify everybody on Twitter. It could be Pulsechain people. Benjamin Cohen's got 1 million followers. And I think he looks pretty good in the Top Hat. You go at Top Hat Pulse, go. You can tweet whatever else you want as well, as long as it has the word go and the at Top Hat Pulse. You can change their PFP, their profile pic. Put a little hat on him, put a Pulsechain logo on him, a monocle, cigar. I think that's pretty cool. People like to look at themselves, okay, especially influencers. So you go around, you target people maybe even outside of the crypto niche. Benjamin Cohen's a crypto guy. What if you go target, I don't know, Mr. Beast or something? Really, anybody with a profile picture, you can now do this. Who knows what else is there to come for Top Hat? Could be more bots. Could be more value. Could be some kind of an automated buy and burn, perhaps. Who knows? Again, this is my favorite meme coin. I think it's got a lot of potential. I wouldn't want to be betting against it. You know, what if a rich guy just decided to print a God candle for a laugh? You know, what if when the markets are pumping, when PLS has a 10x in price, what if some of that money gets dumped into printing some green candles? All people care about is they want to think that other people are going to be buying. What if somebody behind this coin, what if the team behind this coin actually just wanted the price to go up and didn't care about rugging their coin? Crazy concept. Crazy concept. What if you added a buy and burn? What if you added some trading bots? What if you added some Top Hat PFP shill bots? Lots of potential on Top Hat. I also like Most, because Most is Richard Hart's meme coin. And of course, let's take a look at Pulsechain. Got me a big bag of Hex, staking ladder. PulseX, one of my favorites. 7% of PulseX has been bought and burned off the open market. And of course, PLS itself. PLS itself is the gateway drug. You need PLS. So I've got a big bag of that as well. So maybe 90% of my portfolio is Hex, PulseX, Pulse, INC token. But then you've got the meme coins. You've got Remember token, which just did a relaunch. Okay, so people, if you had over 1 trillion Remember token, and you follow the OG Web Chef guys, you got to burn your old tokens, and you'll get a 1-to-1 airdrop of the new token. They're just redoing the token, I think, to be able to make the payouts bigger and easier and automated. Look, I'm not too deep in OG Web Chef stuff. I've got some gas money token, also on a pretty big dip, and you might find a couple of other gems over here. Okay, whatever you want. The Finvesta ecosystem seems to be in the top volume a lot. Soil token just got us a new partnership with Banksa. Shout out to Soil token for getting us a new on-ramp, way for people to buy PLS even easier. And Sun Mini Meal is a legit company. It's a German company. It's good to see real-world people coming into Pulsechain from different niches. It's good to see people not just shouting and yelling at each other, the same old cohort. And I like seeing new people targeted. I like seeing a $1 million bet if we can get some famous people on board. I like seeing big whales entering the ecosystem. I like what I'm seeing. I like it all. I like top-hatting little influencers over here like Mr. Cohen. You can do this too. Anybody can do this. It's fun. It might turn some heads. Pulsechain. Blue ocean opportunity here. Low liquidity by design, which means it's more pumpable to the upside. So if we're out of the woods, I don't know if we're out of the woods yet. Ethereum is $2,600, $25, maybe now. If this is the next leg up in the cycle, you might want to start building your positions in Pulsechain. If you're new, Pulsechain's 2 years old. Salana, Ethereum base, a lot of these are 4, 5, 6, 7 years old. Okay, Ethereum is 10 years old. Pulsechain's new. Pulsechain's where the opportunity's at. I told you what I'm holding. PulseX, Hex, PLS. Kind of interested in gas money. Obviously the meme coins. Most token, Richard's meme coin. Allegedly, maybe. Most wanted token. Top hat token. Wouldn't want to bet against it. In the words of Mr. Hart, you could get a god candle at any moment. It just takes a little spark, guys. All it takes is a little tiny spark. There's a lot of money out there. Eventually, it might flow into Pulsechain. Wouldn't it be glorious? Make sure you like, subscribe, share the video, leave a comment. Talk to you soon.